parody version. I love it. It's like my favorite one.
All right.
Give a fuck, Keisha?
Yeah, Keisha.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bonsai Movie Crew. I had to slow down to make sure they knew the name. We are doing Earth Girls Are Easy this week. We are going to talk about it, and...
Because this day and age, they are.
What other planet girls do you know we talked about this last week?
Shh.
That you can compare them to?
I told you, what was it, Jupiter?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Saturn, too.
Saturn. That's what it was, Saturn.
Martians.
Yeah.
And then we something about Uranus. We talked about Uranus, too.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
goes to Uranus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
there
know
was
what?
another joke that was made about it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, there was.
And I don't remember what it was now.
We got to talk about something, and I said something about.
Yeah.
And then I said, don't forget about Uranus or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Let's not rehash old jokes. Let's make new ones.
Okay.
Okay, anyways. Don't forget to check out... Check.
Put that cookie down!
Thank you, that helps. Don't forget to check out our TikTok, X, Facebook, our YouTube, our TikTok, and our Instagram. And we have a Discord now for like 4 or 5 weeks now. But
I'm still the only one in it.
Hey, I didn't reply. I've been replying
Karen's
more
like
often.
no credit, dude.
They do sometimes.
Whatever.
Dude, I got in there like 1 week posting like every single day.
We mainly just want to hear from you.
I got,
For
like,
1
nothing
week, she said,
because
fuck this. Nobody's
we
talking to me.
love you.
Get in there and talk to me. Talk to Karen, and if she isn't talking, cuss her out.
That works. I thought that one crow one I posted was
I may or
It's
may
hilarious.
not
okay,
reply
Karen.
back.
We can tag team them. Tag team 'em. All right. So, do you want to go ahead and get into our creator profile?
Sure.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, actually.
Ha!
It is.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a toss-up. I didn't know whether to do him, Gina Davis, or Jim Carrey. It's like, well, Jim Carrey, we're going to have plenty of opportunity to do him. I said, and then I was like, Gina Davis, we could do her. I was like, but Jeff Goldblum, man. He's just
Yes.
an interesting character, you know?
He's absolutely the perfect one.
Can we watch The Grinch this Christmas?
I don't know.
Like
maybe.
the Jim Carrey one?
Oh, I don't know about that.
You don't like it?
It's just not, like, whenever there's so many Christmas movies to choose from, the Jim Carrey's The Grinch isn't the first one that pops to mind.
That's the only Christmas movie I like, besides Home Alone.
Okay, well, the whole point of this podcast isn't just to watch movies that you like, Madison. You have to watch movies that you don't like, too.
What other
we'll
Christmas
watch Jack
movie
Frost.
do you want to do?
Jack Frost.
Don't do
Like the
that.
horror movie one?
Maybe.
Because
I might
those
just.
aren't
Surprise!
bad.
I might. It might be a surprise, like I did with the Blockbuster, videotapes. Fuck with it. Put the horror one
Yeah.
behind the other one.
Yeah, that's happened before. That's not even a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Where is it? All right. Karen, since you're so adamant, do you want to read Jeff Goldblum?
I can read Jeff Goldblum.
There's not a lot. It's just a few paragraphs.
That's fine.
It's terrible.
I can't do
One paragraph is too much.
I want to read the movie because maybe if I read the movie, I'll understand it a little better.
There's nothing to understand.
can't understand.
This
Yeah.
movie is not to be understood.
You
It's not-
understood
you're not-
as well
you're not-
as you understood it as well as it could be understood.
Yeah, you're not supposed to really, I think, garner a lot of knowledge from this at all.
Three horny aliens
I'm
come
pretty
to
sure
Earth.
you're supposed to lose knowledge from this.
Yeah, I'm pretty-
we got done with the movie.
At least, I don't think you're supposed to walk away with any lessons learned, I guess.
Nah,
is what-
definitely
yeah.
not.
No, I definitely lost brain cells.
Just that Earth Girls in the 80s in Southern California are really easy.
Vapid.
Yeah. Yeah. And everything's very colorful, apparently.
Yeah.
And they sing and dance whenever they're feeling down.
The blondes on the beach.
Blonde. That was great, though. That was. We'll get there.
Gina Davis was the least vapid out of all of them.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, she was-
Yeah.
Her with
so sweet.
her in that blonde wig killed me.
Dude.
She kind of looked hot though.
I know. Like, I was like, hey, she's kind of hot as a blonde.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously fake, but she's kind of
Well,
hot.
remember Long
yeah,
Kiss
like,
Goodnight?
Long
Yeah,
Kiss-
she was hot in that,
But
dude.
somehow
She's a
that was
badass.
hotter. I don't know if it's because it, like, straight.
Because she was into, like, the...
No, like in The Long Kiss Goodnight, it's kind of like that big curl.
Yeah, she had that, like that
Just
slick
made
hair
it-
back.
Yeah, and it was like big curls.
Yeah.
You know, it was like big
she
and
was,
poofy.
She was pretty awesome in that movie.
And in this, it was like all around, like framed around her face and like like straight.
It was weird. Like, yeah,
I
she
like
looked good.
that, but it
Yeah.
looked better. I thought.
Yeah,
than-
she looked
I
well.
don't
She
know
looked
how
good
I
in that
did that.
lingerie. That's all I had to say. You know.
I liked it. Anyway, Jeff Goldblum. Who is Jeff Goldblum? Jeff Goldblum studied acting with Sanford Meisner in New York before embarking on a big screen career. He has starred in several dozen films with prominent roles in works like
Did I
The
just
Fly,
do?
Jurassic Park, Independence Day, and Morning Glory. Goldblum is also a noted stage and television actor, having been part of the cast of Law & Order: Criminal Intent. His more recent big-budget film work includes 2017's Thor Ragnarok and Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom in 2018. Early life and career. Jeffrey Lynn Goldblum was born on October 22nd, 1952, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He knew from a young age that he wanted to pursue acting, but initially kept his passion a secret from his family and friends. During his adolescence, he had the chance to take up drama during summer sessions at Carnegie Mellon University, and at age 17 made his way to New York City, subsequently studying with Sanford Meisner. Goldblum performed in stage productions before making his way to film, garnering small parts in 1970s fare like Death Wish, California Split, Nashville, and Annie Hall. He continued his trade in other big screen projects like Invasion of the Body Snatchers and Threshold, and on TV vehicles like the movie The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, in which he played Ichabod Crane, and the detective series 10 Speed and Brown Shoe, both from 1980. He later co-starred as a seedy journalist in the acclaimed 1983 drama The Big Chill with Glenn Close, William Hurt, and Meg Tilly. Movies, TV, and stage work. Gina Davis in The Fly. Goldblum went on to star with Gina Davis in the horror comedy Transylvania 65000 in 1985. The two embarked on a romance and eventually tied the knot in 1987.
I wondered about that. Like, you guys did way too much together to not be.
You didn't know that they were married?
I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about last week. I wasn't sure if they met on during this movie or the Transylvania movie. I thought it was the Transylvania movie because it was earlier.
Right. I don't know.
But I wasn't sure if they were married.
Because they did like 3 movies together, didn't
Yeah. The couple again worked together in David Cronenberg's remake of the horror classic The Fly. Goldblum earned raves for his portrayal of a scientist who undergoes a terrifying bodily and psychological transformation. Davis and Goldblum next co-starred together in the brightly hued... That was next? So The Fly was in 86 and Earth Girls Were Easier in 89.
I didn't know that this was after.
That's
The
what I'm
Fly.
saying. Like, that was after?
That's crazy.
Wow, okay. The two divorced in 1990 and remained friends. I thought they were married for a lot longer than that.
How long were they married?
87 to 90.
3 years, huh?
That's sad. I thought they were married for longer. Jurassic Park and Independence Day. Continuing to explore a variety of parts, Goldblum starred in 2 of the biggest blockbusters of the 1990s. He portrayed yet another scientist, Ian Malcolm, in Jurassic Park in 1983, and reprised the part in the 1997 sequel, The Lost World. He dated his Jurassic Park co-star Laura Dern for a time as well. In 1996, Goldblum was featured as a world-saving computer whiz in the sci-fi action film Independence Day, co-starring Will Smith. The film grossed more than $800 million worldwide. He reprised his role in the film's 2016 sequel, Independence Day Resurgence. During the mid-1990s, Goldblum earned an Academy Award nomination for his work in creating the live-action film short Little Surprises. Goldblum didn't continue down the blockbuster path, instead taking on a mix of roles that included indie fare comedies, voiceover work, and thrillers. He co-starred with Susan Sarandon in the critically acclaimed cynical comedy Igby Goes Down, and portrayed a rival genteel oceanographer in The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. Other films on his long roster have included Faye Grimm, The Switch, and Morning Glory. Law & Order. Back on the small screen, Goldblum was nominated for a 2005 Emmy for his guest starring role on NBC's Will and Grace, and in 2009 he joined the cast of Law & Order: Criminal Intent.
I didn't know he was on Law and Order.
Neither did I.
That's weird.
as Detective Zach Nichols. He is noted for his stage work as well, having performed in works like The Pillman Seminar and the London revival of Neil Simon's The Prisoner of Second Avenue, Thor Ragnarok, and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. In 2017, Goldblum moved to the Marvel Comics cinematic universe, starring in Thor Ragnarok as the Grandmaster. The following year
That is who that is.
he reprised his role as Dr. Ian
He
Malcolm.
fit it so well.
He
Too.
did.
Just his weird. How
I
weird
love the way he
was.
talks, man.
Yeah.
From Jurassic Park, and for the latest franchise installment, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and rejoined the Life Aquatic director Wes Anderson to voice a character for the Isle of Dogs. The World According to Jeff Goldblum. In late 2019, Goldblum embarked on a new adventure with Disney Plus streaming service to launch The World According to Jeff Goldblum. The documentary series has the actor touring the country to learn about topics that have fascinated him throughout his life, from the process of making sneakers to an exploration of the tattoo community, while showcasing his trademark quirky sense of humor. Wife and personal life. Goldblum married Canadian-born Olympic rhythmic gymnast
I bet she's great in bed.
Emily Livingston, 30 years his junior, in 2014.
Holy shit.
They have two sons, Charlie Ocean and River Joe.
Of course, you weirdo.
Goldblum was previously married to fellow Silverado co-star Patricia Gall, as well as his Fly co-star G. Davis. Goldblum teaches acting at Playhouse West in Los Angeles, which he co-established in the early 1980s, and is a noted jazz pianist, having performed as a solo artist and with the Mildred Snitzer Orchestra. And that is Jeff Goldblum.
All right, everybody. Favorite Jeff Goldblum movie?
Oh, Jurassic Park for me.
Thor Ragnarok, what the heck?
Does it have to be a movie?
Yes, Karen.
I don't know
Because
why.
I really like the SNL skit with
Oh,
Harry
the
Carey.
Harry Carey skit.
I would say yes, it has to be a movie
Damn.
then, Karen.
Oh, okay.
Because that's not him portraying
It's The
a
Fly.
character.
Fly. I think, well, my favorite Marvel movie is probably, well, one of my favorites is Thor Ragnarok, but my favorite Jeff Goldblum movie, though, is definitely going to be The Fly. Like, I love The Fly. It's such a good remake.
He did a very good job of portraying that character.
I loved him in The Fly. I thought it was a great movie. It's still one of my favorite horror movies.
Jurassic Park for me is just something that it just keeps coming back to my head. You know.
Yeah, it's something. It's classic. It's something
there.
that you grew up on. It's and
That's probably the first movie you ever seen him in.
Yeah, probably.
uh,
It's the most recognizable.
probably for me too. Honestly, I probably saw that before I ever saw The Fly.
No, The Fly was the first thing I saw him in.
Is it?
Mhm.
I don't know that I saw The Fly before that. I think I'm pretty sure I watched that before The Fly.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely watched The Fly first.
But honestly, probably the first movie I ever did see him in was probably Death Wish, because that movie, I remember watching that years ago when I was really young.
I didn't see the Death Wish movie until I was like in my teens.
What?
I didn't even know he played Sleepy
weird.
Hollow movie.
Yeah, I
It
didn't
was
know
a.
either.
I think it was a made for
yeah,
TV
it was a TV
thing.
movie.
It was
but
a TV?
Yeah.
But I think it was on a tape at Grandma's house because I remember seeing it was like an NBC movie.
The best
I
Sleepy
don't know.
Hollow is Tim Burton's.
Yeah.
I
love
like that one a lot.
That's my favorite
Yeah.
one with Sleepy
Chris
Hollow.
Roll. Yeah.
Even though, like I said, Tim Burton does nothing original.
It's the
anymore.
aesthetic.
It's the
Yeah.
aesthetic. Yeah,
It
he
wa-
does
it
so
goes
good.
so
Yeah,
well
the
with the
dark
story.
With,
gloomy-
yeah, with the way he directs and stuff, it worked well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on here and let's get into what everybody's been watching.
What the hell have you been watching?
Let's start with Karen. What'd you watch?
I told you I had a rough weekend, so there's a lot.
She watched the bottom of a trash can a lot.
Yeah. So I watched.
shiny.
Yeah, I watched
Not
a
anymore.
couple of episodes of Family Guy. Division III football's finest. Little Giants.
Little
Ricky
Giants.
Stenicki. Martyrs. Took Jack to see Ghostbusters and Frozen Empire.
How was that?
I liked it.
I hear it's not doing too well.
They're probably upset about. It's not exactly like your typical Ghostbusters fare. Which isn't necessarily in a bad way. Like it's
You can't keep pumping out the same formula, man.
Put My Hero on Netflix.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I kind of had it on Netflix whenever I was going through my big My Hero phase. No, they only just now decided to put it on there.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you interrupted Karen. You know how rude that is?
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Fuck you, Karen.
Fuck you, Karen.
You guys asked.
I know. Like, I was listening until Madison interrupted you.
No, he
rudely.
said "fuck you," and you both were the ones.
Well,
Who
I was
both
just
asked the
saying what he
question.
said. I was like being
I
kind
was
of like a parrot over
yeah, I
here.
was just being a dick.
I wasn't. I was just repeating what he said.
No,
But fuck you, Karen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just fucking keep going.
Piece of shit.
Piece of shit. Karen's like, fuck you guys. I quit.
Roadhouse, Midnight Peep Show, stop motion. You
Which
might-
Roadhouse?
Was stop motion
The new
creepy?
one.
Is
Which
stop
Roadhouse?
The
motion-
new one.
The new one?
What's the Midnight Peep House? What? That sounds familiar.
It is an anthology. I'd never heard of it before.
Is it newer?
I don't know.
So, would you think...
I never even heard of it. It was
Well-
like some indie movie or some shit. It was like an anthology movie.
So, how
it
was...
was all right, but the end kind of sucked.
Yeah.
How was the new Roadhouse?
I watched it so you didn't have to.
Okay.
Really,
I really like the first one,
listen.
so that's why I'm asking.
So like, okay, I'd say watch it once because the action in it was phenomenal. The fight scenes were great.
It
Jake
was just-
Gyllenhaal is amazing. There's some humor in it that's pretty funny, but it doesn't hold a candle
To the first?
to the first one
Okay.
as far as like story. The plot, like the whole plot of it, is just
Just kind of mashed together.
No, it just doesn't.
Doesn't fit right.
The timeline of it, the whole way it works out, it drags on way too long. The plot line that they give you just takes too long to play out. Like it wouldn't work that way, really. The way that I don't know. I can't really explain it much better than that. Is that if this were playing out in real life,
Yeah.
it would take too fucking long to play out this way.
Right.
But I'd say watch it once because it's got great action. The fight scenes are awesome. Conor McGregor was awful. His acting, his character.
He's not an actor.
Well, but his acting or his character was the worst.
So it was basically the way they made his character.
No, he did it over the top.
Did
His acting was not good either. But his character, they didn't give him a good character to play either.
he? Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe it was a combination of both. I don't know, but I watch it once, give it a shot, but I didn't care for it, and you probably won't either, but there's enough there
Oh, I'm
that's
gonna come in here next week and be like, "You were so fucking wrong, Karen."
Hey, I'm saying there's enough there to watch it. Okay? Stop motion, you might be the killer in Loose Cannons.
Was stop motion any good?
I didn't care for it.
Didn't care for it.
Mm-mm.
I still have it, and I'm up in the air whether or not I want to watch it. So
I thought it was artsy fartsy.
too
I
art.
thought-
I was gonna say, is it too art housey? Yeah.
I thought people were
Like
saying
I was
it's, like,
I was
real
on
creepy.
board until the very end. Then it was like, the fuck? Like the whole movie was great, and then you get to the end and you're like, that was a waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric, what'd you watch?
So I watched Days of Thunder.
Like the one with
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise,
Yeah.
like the racing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I
Getting
watched that
old
one.
school.
Yeah, and then I watched Sahara.
The one with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you get the dynamite? Didn't have time. That's my favorite part in that movie.
Nope, I'll get the check. Don't worry about it. Then I watched FD Tacoma
What's that?
or Tacoma FD. It's basically got
Oh, that
Yeah.
is that a? It's a show, isn't it?
yeah, it's a show on Netflix. It's got the two characters from Super Troopers.
They just canceled.
Yeah. I
it's
know what
got
you're
like
talking
4
about.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying they just canceled
Yeah,
it.
I
Though.
know. But I'm enjoying it for the first.
We watched a few.
first couple of them.
I think the first season. It's really funny.
I just got past where his daughter joined the fire department.
Hmm.
Where she grabs the senior citizen's dick.
it's funny. It's funny.
There's a scene where they have to go and like there's a senior citizens home,
Mhm.
and an old guy decided to take like 8 Vicodin,
Oh.
And so he's got this major boner. Well, apparently,
Viagra.
yeah.
Oh, it's Viagra.
Yeah,
Okay.
Viagra. He's got this major boner going on.
Wait, like
and
how many?
8.
Oh wow, he might die.
That's why they had to do what they had to do. And like the whole thing is like the newbie had to be the one to inject the dick with the, and well, that's his daughter, the chief's daughter. And he's like, no, you are grab that dick. So they're both like fighting over this dick, like the daughter and him both. And like this old guy's like, oh, it just cracks the fuck up.
Funny.
But so that's the gist of what I watched this week. I just only watched those 3 things.
Madison, what'd you watch?
Oh God, you already know half the stuff I've watched.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'll start from the beginning.
Lord of the Rings.
Shut up, I'm not there yet.
I knew it.
I watched.
Not just one of them, man.
I bet all of them.
So I watched Spider-Man: Homecoming on Saturday or Friday, and then I watched Spider-Man: Far From Home on Saturday, and then I watched No Way Home on Saturday, but I had to watch it again because Garrett ran away in the middle of Far From Home, and we had to rewatch the end of Far From Home because he needed to watch No Way Home because he needed to cry over Aunt May. So, which he didn't because Mom wouldn't shut up. So
Yeah, but that's the hottest Aunt May ever.
yes,
Yeah,
it is, and
Marissa
then they killed
Tomei,
her.
Marissa
Yeah.
Tomei, dude. Oh my god, gorgeous.
She is gorgeous,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
she
remember
was
seeing
funny.
a meme where it was like the progression of Aunt May, and it was like
She
she started
progressively
really
got hot.
old, and she just gets like younger and
Yeah.
younger. They're like, pretty soon Aunt May is gonna be younger than Peter
Peter
Parker.
Parker.
Probably.
Yeah, if you think about it, the Aunt May and like the Sam Raimi movies were like she was like this old feeble woman,
Yeah.
and then it was Sally Field who played Aunt May. You're like, all right, yeah, she was kind of a banger back in the day, you know, like, she's pretty.
His meme was like the progression of Aunt
Yeah.
May, and she kept getting younger and younger.
It's
And
weird.
then this was like, holy shit.
Yeah, and then this one you're like, Marissa Tomei, huh? Like, who's the next one gonna be? Gal Gadot? Like,
Let's keep going with this trend.
Yeah.
So we watched all 3 of those movies. Garrett didn't cry. He has no heart. Gotta love him though.
that was a very heart wrenching scene where
Yes,
she
it
died.
was.
Yeah.
That did suck. I was like, oh,
Because she
no.
was up and she was fine, and then she was down and she was not fine.
She died.
No.
They
Yeah.
always die.
They own, anyone who drops a speech dies, okay?
That's
Great
true.
power comes great responsibility, Karen. Okay? Remember that.
Now Madison's got to die. Movie rules, man.
Alright, and then what else did I watch? We watched Bratz Super Babies last night because I hadn't seen it since I was a kid, and it was just as horrid as I remember. Okay?
They watch some retarded ass shit.
Yeah, we do. I watched a couple episodes of The Walking Dead. Not many. And then I watched The
You
Fellowship
gotta
of the...
repeat that to make sure everybody heard. Not many, not many.
Her Tourette's kicked in.
I watched The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, The Return of the King. Then it starts off with An Unexpected Journey. And actually, I watched The Hobbit first because I had to watch him with Ada because Ada hadn't seen him.
When
since
did
we
you
were
sleep?
kids.
So she got her tooth
You're
pulled,
killing
and that's
me,
what she did
Smalls.
for an entire day was lay around the house and watch Lord of the Rings. She started with The Hobbit and made her way up all the way through all the Lord extended cuts. Need I remind you?
They were all extended. And then...
So like one of them I looked, I was like, look at the time, it was like 4.5 hours. Like, good God.
that was the last one. That one don't count.
Yeah.
But... And then there was... What's the second Hobbit movie called? Oh, Desolation of Smog. And the last one was Battle of the Five Armies. I'm pretty sure, something like that. But I watched those.
Put that cookie down!
Yeah. I also read a little bit of my book. I got to part... Hold on, they sing for a long time.
You passed your bookmark.
I know. I got to book 2 of the book. It's a really long book. It's like, the words are tiny. And I did take a break from reading the book and watching the movies, just so you know. But
That was the 2 hours of sleep she got.
Yeah, apparently.
But yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just hardcore.
Yeah.
Who are you, Ripley?
She's my idol.
No, it's Sarah
Sarah
Connor.
Connor.
I said Ripley was my aunt or my what did I say? Idol, not.
All right. So anyway,
what-
I watched
Sarah Connor. Is it O'Connor or just Connor?
just Connor.
Ripley O'Connor.
No, Ripley's her last name. It's Ellen Ripley.
I know, I was making
Anyway,
Oh,
I watched-
Making up a name, okay?
we finished up the first season of Resident Alien,
Oh yeah, that too.
which is a really good show still.
Hilarious.
We watched me and Crystal watched the first episode of that three body problem, right? That's what it is. It's on
think so.
Netflix.
Never heard of it.
I guess it's this thing.
I'm not up on my Netflix.
It's like it's really like I guess it's a series, a few books, but like I guess it's really confusing, and it's about like the world, like I don't know, like these like high, extremely intelligent scientists are getting killed or whatever because they're seeing numbers like a countdown or something, and I don't know. We only watched one episode, and I'm confused so far. Like literally, they look up at the end of the episode and they're like, the sky is blinking, the whole sky. I was like, well, that's weird. Okay, so it'll be interesting. I don't know if Crystal's interested in continuing with it or not. I kind of am, just to see where it's gonna go.
I feel like Crystal's not into the whole confusion thing.
She's not. She doesn't
She don't
like.
like sci-fi.
She likes no brainers. We also watched. We watched something else, a show this week. Oh, I
X-Men?
watched X-Men, the new X-Men, 97. It's on Disney. The first 2 episodes of that is out, and I am going to go out on a limb here and say that this might be this show so far is better than anything that they had back in the day. This fucking show is awesome. Like the animation's awesome, the fights are awesome. It's got it seems like they're trying to flesh out a storyline. So good on you, Disney. You got yourself a banger here. I'm proud of you, I guess. There's no people were like, "Oh, Morph is like this. He's not man or woman or blah blah blah." I'm like, and they're like, "Oh, they're trying to be woke." Shut the fuck up, man. It's Morph. He can morph into anything he wants. Like people of any gender, who gives a shit what his fucking gender is?
Just like Mystique.
Just like Mystique, exactly.
Does the same thing. She morphs
And they were
into a
trying to
man
turn it
or
into like,
woman.
oh, they're trying to make this woke shit out of our X-Men. Like, no, that's how Morph is. They're like complaining because of the way he looks. That's how he looked in the comic books. He was just a white, bald-headed human. That's all he was. And she, whatever.
Now,
It's a he.
now
Morph
if he
is a
like,
dude.
constantly wore like woman, like one side man on one
He
side.
didn't. He actually, whenever he goes into human form, his natural form of human is like just
a plain dude.
a dude. But normally his real form is actually just this pale white being. Anyway, the show is awesome, and I don't see any woke shit in it at all. I don't really care either way. The show is great so far. It's got a great story. It brought back a lot of nostalgia. They just made it better is all they did. They're giving it a full fleshed out storyline, it seems like, which is awesome. I'm good with this. And the action's awesome. Like the action in it is awesome. I'm like really happy with it. I liked it so much. I started watching the first episode again today.
Now
We're gonna watch it again.
We're not saying that Disney may not take a twist on us.
Yeah,
and
you
fuck
never
it all
know.
Up, but
I know they fired the showrunner.
oh yeah,
They won't disclose why they fired him, but it's speculated that he had an OnlyFans, which is fucking hilarious.
Disney didn't pay him enough.
Huh?
Disney didn't pay him enough.
Maybe, I don't know. I think that's awesome.
Pay me
though.
more money. I won't have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, they fired him for whatever reason. So
He
hopefully
did-
that won't affect the next season because they've already greenlit another season.
He did too many dick helicopters.
Maybe. I don't care what the dude does in his free time. He did all right by my standards in this show so far. So
I'm sure there was a contract.
I'm
when
sure
it
there was.
signed on
Oh
with
yeah.
Disney,
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
sure there was a no OnlyFans in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
I'm sure there's certain clauses with it, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Something in there that's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't do something like that.
With how many pedophiles they've had in their studios.
that
That's-
are still there.
Yeah.
That was mostly Nickelodeon. That was
Oh,
more
Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon
No,
and
they're
Disney.
all because that dude that was at Nickelodeon went to Disney afterwards,
Yeah.
and Disney
Yeah,
knew
that's right.
about
He did.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was that the
So-
foot fetish guy?
Yeah.
Who was
Schneider.
also a registered
No,
sex
that was
offender?
before Schneider. That was
Oh,
the one
yeah.
guy that the lady before hired and then found out about what he was doing, fired him, and then Disney hired him.
The guy from iCarly.
No, that's
no,
Dan
that was
Schneider.
that's Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
That was the guy with the foot fetish.
Yeah, I can't remember the other dude's name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But that was
either.
under the woman's tenure.
Hmm.
But
Uh,
yeah.
He'll be under investigation soon.
But she fired him, like he wasn't there long enough to do any damage.
Right. I also watched. I think that's all the shows I watched. Can't remember if I watched. I don't think I watched anything else. We also did watch Ricky Stenicki. I didn't like it.
Didn't like
No.
it.
I thought John Cena was the best part, but even that was
He
unbelievable.
always is.
Yeah, but even that was unbelievable to me. Like Zac Efron definitely phoned that one in, and it wasn't good. I didn't like it. It was too long too. It was too long of a movie for a comedy.
Yeah.
I agree. It was long.
It was like 2 hours long. It was like, why is it so long? And then I also
I thought
watched-
it was better than I had anticipated. it
I
to
thought
be.
about checking it out, but
You're
I
not
don't know.
missing much.
I thought it was going to be very.
John Cena's the only funny part of the whole movie.
I thought it was going to be very like predictable, like 100% predictable.
John Cena's one
And
of
it-
those guys
Shh,
that
I'm trying to listen to what Karen's trying to say.
Gotcha.
Shut the fuck up. John Cena is one of them people that are like, "Were you done?"
No,
You're
I
in
was
the middle of
literally
a
mid
sentence.
sentence. That's why she got you.
My bad. Go ahead, continue.
I really don't even know what I was saying
What
now.
the fuck?
No, I just
Then
know
why
I
did you
wasn't
interrupt
done.
me?
I just know I wasn't done, but I don't remember what I was saying.
He said it was predictable.
Yeah. So
See, I was listening.
I guess I'm.
Just continue. What'd you have to
Continue.
say?
I've literally just been told to shut up every time I talk, so I'm done.
You think she'd be used to our bullshit?
Are you happy or are you gonna fuck me up?
Probably the latter.
The latter. All right. So you don't want to say any more then?
Nope.
Okay. Uh, Eric's button happy right now.
I am.
Yeah, I just thought John Cena was the best part. The rest of the movie kind of sucked dick. Other than that,
I'm
yeah.
glad you got that out there. And Karen's sitting quietly.
And also, I did watch Roadhouse also. So, I liked it more than Karen. I thought the movie was awesome. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for the original though. So it's been years since I've seen the original, and this one to me, like I went into it because I heard it like the reviews were kind of so. So I kind of went into it and I was like, we'll see. But you're right, it is long, and it's a little bit too long probably. But I think the whole storyline was just one of those guy wanders into town, guy fixes town, guy leaves town.
But really, did he?
In a sense.
Well, but here's my thing.
Well, they call it out too. I think it's one of those meta things where he gets into town and they literally say that to him, like, "Oh, you're the guy that's coming into town to fix the town, and then you're leaving." That's what the little girl says to him.
Well, no,
when
it's,
she
it's
first
more
meets
like
him.
no, I don't mean that. It's more like he goes in and he's being paid to do this stuff or whatever. But like every time you see him, other than the first night, he's sitting at the bar while the other guys do the work.
That's because he's
I understand that he's handing the baton. He's trying to train them and get them to
that. And he's also
but-
not there to fuck with the locals. He's more there to
Manage it.
not manage
And-
it. Get rid of the trash that keeps coming in to try to fuck up the bar.
And that's how
Right.
the first one went too. Because if you remember right in the first one,
But he did more
comes
hands on.
in
He did more hands on at the beginning. He was the more hands on guy at the beginning.
at the beginning.
and he started
yes.
to teach the other guys.
Yeah.
This literally, he has one scene at the beginning where he's the guy dealing with stuff, and then the rest of the movie, he pretty much bows out until he's made to get involved.
pretty much, yeah.
And I was like, oh, what the hell? And the other
Jake
thing,
Gyllenhaal kills it though.
yeah,
dude.
he's
hilarious.
literally the best part of the movie.
He's the best part of the whole movie.
But like the thing I just didn't like was, he was the best part of the movie. I didn't like him, or I liked Jake Gyllenhaal. I liked his character. I just feel like they could have tweaked a few things about it and didn't have to call it Roadhouse. It could have literally been almost the exact same movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
The thing about
and why did it have to be a roadhouse in Florida? Like that just
I think it was just a change of setting.
I
I think they were
know,
trying to
but
go with that more beach setting,
I know,
that
but
more
it
tropical setting.
You think Roadhouse? Do you think beach?
No,
I don't.
Especially
I
a
think,
road.
like,
It's
You
called
think of a
Roadhouse,
biker
but yet
bar
there
in
is
a
really no
way.
road. It's just this stretch of highway that goes out to this island.
Yeah,
That's really all it is.
and
So I can't
just-
imagine they get a lot of people through there.
I just feel like it was like a cash grab. Like, oh, we want to make this beachy movie, but how are we gonna get the funny? Oh, hey, let's call it Roadhouse, and like I don't know. I mean,
maybe
it just
you can take it for what you want, but
there was just a lot of grabs.
the movie is fun.
It is fun. I
It's
don't
a good
disagree.
movie. Aesthetically, I think it looks great. Feels great. The fight scenes, some of them are a little choppy, and it's
The
the way
end
they
one was
filmed
the
it.
way
It's
the
the way
end
they
one-
film it. It's weird.
I thought the end one was that way, but the rest
Yeah.
of them I really liked.
And he does fuck up some people.
Hmm
Like he straight bitch smacks a whole biker gang. So
Yeah.
it's fun.
That first fight scene is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I love how that was I love that his character was so similar to Patrick Swayze's character.
right.
The way that was very well
Super
done.
passive and shit.
Very passive, very, very,
Only gets involved when he needs to.
well, he's just very, calm. Just very calm. And it was very well done. The only thing I didn't like was the whole, the whole thing that happened, like, with his friend. And then they didn't even,
Yeah.
and they said, well, there was a reason, because he says,
And then
he says several times that, he doesn't,
I was like,
he's-
well, what's the reason? Did the dude like bang his wife or something?
yeah,
Like,
that's what we kept saying. And, like, they never even say why.
yeah. Well, it
Because-
was just that he lost control.
Right, but he always says, but there's a reason. Like, he says, I don't lose control until I'm pushed too hard. He kept saying that. And then the one guy, asked him, all those questions, and he's like, there was a reason. So you kept thinking, like, okay, they're going to say what the reason was, why it happened. And no, they never do.
No.
So it's alluded to the
I
fact
think
that
it was
he had a
him.
reason.
He was losing in the ring, and it pushed him to that point where he had to retaliate.
Yeah, but
aggressively.
I think you're right, but I'm saying they allude to the fact that there was something more.
Yeah.
And then you're like, there wasn't. Okay.
Like it's a very over the top movie. And as for Conor McGregor, like you said that like that dude is a Grand Theft Auto 5 character.
Yes.
That's what he is.
Yes.
That's the only way you like I saw somebody say Conor McGregor being in Grand Theft Auto. That's all it is. It's
Yes.
him. It's him. He's a Grand Theft
You
Auto
are
5 character.
100% correct.
He's literally driving through town, speeding around cars, yelling obscenities out the window, just whatever. And then he straight drives a car into a tree, gets out, and walks away from the car.
Yeah, he doesn't even brake. Like, he doesn't know what brakes
No,
are.
he just drives it into a tree, gets out, and walks.
I
on.
don't think every time he drives a car, I don't think he ever uses brakes.
No, he's a very over the top character.
She's
he
right.
literally
That's how I drive in GTA.
he literally walks around like he does in the ring, like with his chest bowed out, walking around like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but if you see him in real life, dude, he's like he stands straight and everything else. Like he's a very proper dude.
Yeah.
But like, it's weird to see him. I don't know. Conor McGregor's awesome.
I mean, and
So-
maybe that's how they wrote the character.
Maybe.
Maybe he was supposed to act that way.
He's not a great
But
actor.
It was a really over the top, on
Yeah.
top of being a badly written character.
Yeah.
It is just.
He's very cartoonish in the
Yes.
movie. He's very
Yes.
cartoonish. Which
That's spot on.
Yeah.
Yes, GTA, 100%.
so it's funny though. Like I think the movie itself is great, and him and the two like him and Jake Gyllenhaal going at it in the movie. You're like, God, they're like just punching each other and like they don't even feel it.
hmm
Just like it's so fucking wild.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it's worth a watch, is what I'm saying. I didn't care for it overall, but it's worth a watch. I love the action scenes and stuff in it.
It's definitely like I think Eric would like it.
Yeah, I think Eric would like it.
so. Anyway, I think that's all I watched. I can't remember if I watched anything else. I think that's it.
This movie's shit. I think you'll like it, Eric. Thanks, Gary.
It's not shit. It's definitely not shit. I liked the movie.
And I didn't say
as
shit.
a man, I liked it as a movie. Like, thought
I
it was
watched it
fun.
so you don't have to because it's shit. You
No,
ain't
I
gotta
didn't
say
say-
much, Karen.
I said you should watch it.
You definitely should watch it. I think you'll like it. Like, but you do like
Which
some
means I
shitty
didn't say-
movies, though. I'm not gonna lie. You like some shitty movies.
See, I didn't say it.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into our movie this week.
Let's talk about the movie.
Would you watch and recommend?
We got to do the plot synopsis first.
Right, because it's not on the thing.
What?
It's not on the list of things. I always look at the list of things,
Oh.
and it's not on there. You need a new list of things. It's
Eh.
outdated.
Sure. We know what to do next.
Earth Girls Are Easy. In this musical comedy, Valerie is dealing with her philandering fiance Ted when she finds that a trio of aliens have crashed their spaceship into her swimming pool. Once the furry beings are shaved at her girlfriend's salon, the women discover 3 handsome men underneath. After absorbing the native culture via television, the spacemen are ready to hit the dating scene in 1980s Los Angeles. 1 hour and 40 minutes, rated PG. Gina Davis as Valerie, Jeff Goldblum as Mac, Jim Carrey as Whiplock, Damon Wayans as Zebo, Michael McKean as Woody, Julie Brown as Candy.
It's PG. It's not
Charles-
even PG-13.
No, Charles Rocket as Ted.
Because I'm
That's
pretty
it.
sure I saw Gina Davis's tits.
Yeah, no, seriously. I know. That's actually in trivia.
I thought it was at least PG-13.
No, that's actually-
R.
I didn't put that in trivia because I knew we would talk about it, but it's actually part of trivia that it's kind of that everybody finds it shocking that it's not PG-13.
It should be rated R, really, but
No.
it's
PG.
wild. Yeah, because you straight see her tits.
Mhm.
Like, not like obviously, but like
No, you
Through
can definitely
her
see through
shirt,
that
yeah.
top.
you can definitely see that top, but it was also during the love scene.
Not like we were looking.
I was totally looking.
I wasn't.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna be shy about it. Gina Davis, dude.
I know.
Anyway,
Gorgeous.
let's get into it. Well, watch and recommend. Eric, would you watch and recommend?
I probably won't watch it again, but would I recommend it? If you like musicals and comedies, I'll probably recommend it to you. But musicals for me is just not. It's not something for me. So that's
Karen.
where I'm at.
I generally don't like musicals either, but there are some that I like. I wouldn't consider this one like a full-on musical though, because
Mhm.
there's not like a whole lot.
There's
No,
only
a
like
whole
3
lot,
songs
no.
in the movie.
Right. So yes and yes for me. I've seen this movie like 4 or 5 times anyway. So
Madison.
No. And I don't have anybody that would like it to recommend it to, so probably not.
Okay. I don't think I'll watch it again anytime soon. It's been years since I've seen it to begin with. I don't care much for it. I love the people in the movie.
Yeah.
I think that, but as for like a recommend, very few people. Like I can't even recommend this to people who love musicals because it's really not a musical. It's got
Yeah.
no.
a couple of musical numbers and that's it, which
And
is
it's
weird.
not really good.
And they're very
musical
they're
numbers.
almost random and out of place. I wouldn't say out of place, but in this movie they feel out of place because you're
Yeah.
like, is this a musical?
No, they are out of place. I feel like they're very out of place.
But like
they're
this movie
strangely-
is just kind of like it's random, weird nonsense. I don't know a lot of people that would like it, so no, I don't think I could recommend it to anybody.
It's a very strange movie.
It's a very fucking strange movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, that sounds like a very light recommend, more of a recommend from Karen than anybody. But let's go ahead and get into.
Well,
the
Karen
plot.
herself is strange and unusual.
Ooh, callback.
It's true.
She's just strange.
I'll go ahead and read the plot on this one.
I grew up with her.
It's not
She's
long
sitting
at
right
all. It's
here.
only like three
So-
paragraphs, 3.5 paragraphs.
I imagine it's not very.
It's not plot heavy. All right, let's just get into it here. 3 furry aliens: the blue Mac, the yellow Zebo, and the red Whiplock.
Three
I love my
horny-
favorite. One of my favorite thing
Only 2
lines.
of them actually.
Yeah.
Technically.
Well,
One
Mac
of
was
my
kind
favorite
of-
lines in this movie is from Jim Carrey. He says, "No lip lock for Whiplock."
Yeah. Gets all sad when he doesn't
Yeah,
get it.
no lip lock for Whiplock. It has been a long time since they had female companionship, and they receive a broadcast showing women females. Human females. So say women females. They're bald, but
The alien wrote the summary. That's
No,
that, guys.
the woman female.
Yeah.
They are titillated by these hairless, shapeless creatures or shapely creatures, and when they discover that the broadcast came from Earth, they set off and land in Southern California. Valley Girl Valerie Gale is a manicurist at the Curl Up and Dye hair salon. Curl Up and Dye? I didn't realize that was the
Yeah.
name of the hair salon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Curl Up and Die. When she becomes dissatisfied with the lack of sexual affection from her fiance, medical doctor Ted Gallagher,
Dr. Love.
Dr. Love, she decides to seduce him by dressing up in lingerie and setting up some romantic touches at home. Instead, she catches him cheating on her with his nurse. She kicks him out and refuses to see him again. He didn't really cheat on her though.
He almost.
He hadn't
did.
gotten that far yet.
He was about to.
He's about to.
But like he was still dating that other chick, remember? Because he was on the phone. He was like,
Oh,
just
he was.
'cause-
That's not the first time.
No.
He's definitely cheated on her before.
Yeah, he's a douche.
See, he cheated.
Those old ladies though, when she was kicking him out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
She
Having
just
those
reminded me, like-
big old like satellite dishes.
I feel like neighbors really are that nosy though, because every
They can
time
be.
something goes down, the neighbors are always.
That's the
like,
joke. That's the joke. Is
I
that they're just
think-
making it
Yeah.
obvious.
I think his neighbor was a conehead.
Yeah, that big ass hair.
Yeah, I think she was a
Just trying to
conehead.
cover
Just
it
trying
up.
to, yeah,
Covering up with a big ass wig.
yeah.
The next day, she is sunbathing when the alien spaceship crash lands in her pool. She befriends them and calls her boyfriend Woody to come and to drain the pool so the aliens can work on their ship,
Karen's-
and
just popped yeah.
get it flying again.
Her boyfriend. What?
It said her boyfriend Woody.
Call her friend. Did I say boyfriend?
Yeah, you
Oh,
said, you
okay.
said call her
I was
boyfriend.
like, they,
She befriends them and
That
calls
was
they
her
did
friend.
not. They did not say her boyfriend.
Yeah, her friend Woody to come drain the pool. Yeah, not boyfriend. Meanwhile, she brings them into her home, and though there is a language barrier at first, the aliens prove to be quick learners and absorb American pop culture and language by watching television.
Especially Mac, he learned really fast. He was like speaking full sentences and everything.
That's why he's the captain.
Yeah, he's the captain.
I'm gonna say I think he's got a little more brain cells than the other two.
Yeah, Jim Carrey was like, his character was like really angry at first.
Yeah,
Like angry, like he was just like deprived of sex.
yeah, he was just yeah.
Well, and he never got it anymore either, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like he
was like
All you got
super-
to do was make out with a girl. That was it.
yeah.
Yeah, him and I think that the best characters in this whole movie are definitely Damon
Whiplock.
Wayans and Jim Carrey. They're the best two in this whole movie.
They're the best
fucking
comedies.
hilarious.
When they get shaved or whatever, and he comes out and she says, "Oh my gosh, they're even cute." And he goes, "Oh my god," I'm like, "You're totally black."
I'm like, totally black. This shit's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
His dance off with the other guy. In the car.
Oh my god,
I was like, how ridiculous is this?
that was so cheesy.
This is definitely a movie that you got to shut your brain off for.
Yeah.
do.
Obviously,
This is not
You can't tell that by the title.
right.
like what? Like even the beginning where the dude just walks into the fucking dance club. What was the point of the cane dance? Just walking in. That was so like what the fuck.
I don't know. Wanting them to blend into their surroundings, Valerie takes them to her friend Candy Pink at the salon. After shaving off the alien's fur, they turn out to be human-looking and attractive.
So like that. Here's a question on that too. Like their face wasn't hairy.
I didn't understand that either.
So
How
I
did
know.
they?
I wondered like, okay,
like
so
it was like
right?
paint. Like you know what I mean?
but like most of the time,
Or not.
like when
Well, they said they
animals-
use Nair on them.
But like when they
Yeah,
when
but that's
they
supposed to
when
be
they,
hair
you shave an
removal.
animal, like if you shave a dog and they've got like a black spot
Yeah, you can see it.
like in
It's
their
in their
fur,
in their
skin.
skin.
it's that's the color of
The
their
pigment of their
the
skin. Yeah.
So like when you shave them, when Mac be blue,
They're aliens.
you
Or
know?
anything like, or at least at the very least, like
Which I
have a
assume-
different color of skin.
I assume
Yeah.
that the joke or whatever, or what we're supposed to get, is that they were in those tanning beds and that did something. I don't know.
Well, then
But-
even Matt comes out with like a 5 o'clock shadow on his
Yeah.
face. It's like he obviously has a beard. Like
Yeah.
Oh, his whole body's a beard.
that's what I'm
But-
saying. Like how does his face have a 5 o'clock shadow, but not the rest of his body?
Not to mention when that stuff
Have you
starts to
seen
grow
the
back.
movie?
Like, how do they maintain that? Is that
He's gonna be
something
really
like how
itchy.
often do they need to go in there and get that done again?
Yeah, he's
Every
gonna
day.
be really itchy.
Yeah.
Maybe they only have to do it once. They're aliens. They work different.
Maybe they could will it just not to happen while they're
Or
there.
maybe they just don't grow hair back. Maybe they're born with that much hair and that's it.
You
They're
know,
gonna go
they-
back to their
they
home
coulda
planet. They're not
easily-
gonna know who they
yeah,
are.
maybe once it's gone, it's gone.
I mean, they could have easily been like, okay, we're on a different planet. We have to blend in. Like, had a little machine in their spaceship and took care of that. That would have taken away all the questions right then and there.
This is true.
I kind of do want to visit their home planet, just to see what their home planet's like. To see how, because like, look at their spaceship. I mean, it's got, it's very
It's probably just full of a bunch
Like,
of horny aliens.
colorful. It's got to be. I mean, hell, even whenever they go to land, even their ship gets a wrecked.
Yeah.
That thing comes down. It's like what the fuck?
It's called landing gear.
Yeah, I see that.
It digs
All
a
planes
hole.
have them. Landing gear.
That's just a
Wheels.
wing.
It was like
looks
a
just
wing. It was like a fin that come out from under there.
wasn't
There
no
was-
wheels.
I
Yeah,
didn't
there was
see
no
that.
wheels.
I
It
thought
was
you
just
were
like
talking
a
about that-
fin.
I thought
Yeah.
the wheel.
No, there was no wheels.
No, there's no wheels. It was just like a fin that come out.
Yeah,
It was like whenever they were coming down to Earth, it was like
it
I
finds a
guess I
hole.
didn't see it.
It finds a hole to park in.
yeah, her pole.
Yeah.
Get it? Her pole.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Anyway. Let me see. Valerie and Mac. Okay, hold on. Okay, they all go out and party at Los Angeles nightclubs where their looks, athleticism, and incredibly long tongues soon catch the eyes of every woman in the place. I love that. His tongue came out for that drink, and she's like, he's going home with me.
Yeah.
No, he's going home with me.
Yeah, they were all fighting over him. Valerie and Mac begin to fall for each other and go back to Valerie's house. There they find out that they are anatomically compatible and have sex. Well, they just skipped some shit, didn't they?
They didn't really figure that out, though. They just kind of like,
Went
okay.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she did, because remember he dropped his pants like, oh, you do.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she like had them. The next day, the pool is drained, and Zebo and Whiplock are working on their ship when Woody stops by and offers to take them to the beach. They agree, and after accidentally holding up a convenience store, Zebo and Whiplock are soon driven down to an LA freeway, the wrong way, and driving down an LA freeway the wrong way in reverse, with the police in pursuit. Mac finds out his crewmates are in trouble and goes to help, but gets arrested along with Woody in a case of mistaken identity. Valerie smashes the police vehicle to get arrested too, so she can go with Mac. The police pursuit ends in a crash, and Zebo and Whiplock are taken to the emergency room. There, they are examined by Ted, who discovers they have two hearts. It's funny because like he touches those two cop dudes, and they're like,
Start, yeah.
Then
shit
they
was-
decide to go house
that was
hunting.
pretty funny. Yeah. Oh, they're just such a lovely couple.
They're so sweet.
While he is envisioning achievement, fame, and fortune from his discovery, Valerie and Mac elude the police and enter the emergency room disguised as a doctor and nurse. They manage to convince Ted he is delusional. Which wouldn't be hard to do. It's like, dude, hold on, you heard two heartbeats. How hard would that be to just like all he used was a fucking stethoscope.
As
He was like,
narcissistic as he is, though, it might
Yeah.
take a minute.
True, I guess. They then escape back to Valerie's house where work continues on the spaceship. Meanwhile, Valerie and Ted reconcile and plan to go to Las Vegas to get married immediately. Mac is heartbroken and prepares the ship for takeoff.
He's double heartbroken.
Valerie comes out to say goodbye, followed by Ted, who discovers the ship. While she is struggling to keep him from calling the authorities, Valerie realizes that Mac is the one she truly loves. And she gets on the spaceship and they take off. Well, that's it. The end.
And they
That's
lived
pretty
happily
much
ever
the gist
after.
of it.
That didn't even take fucking 5 minutes to read.
Really, no.
So there's a lot about this movie. I mean, sort of. We're not even an hour into this podcast. We've already gone through the plot,
This might be the shortest
Which is
podcast we've ever
weird.
had.
which is not bad considering the past couple podcasts
It's
were like
been really
Yeah.
2.5 hours long. So.
They've also been really long movies, though.
Yeah, that's true. There was a lot to talk about with them.
Yeah.
If they're plot heavy, there's a lot to talk about.
How long was this movie?
Hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was too long.
Yeah.
Like
I
whenever
feel
they
like it
said,
was
"Hey,
too
we
long.
got the ship fixed," and everybody's like, "Oh, it's gonna end soon," it didn't.
Yeah.
It had like another 20 minutes in the movie. I was like, they could have shaved a lot of this out.
Yeah.
But honestly, after they said that, and something was actually happening, is whenever I actually got kind of interested in the story of the movie, because it wasn't until after the club thing and everything, and they're working on the ship, that actually the story kind of came in a little bit, because it actually gave something, like something was actually happening in the movie, something relevant, I guess, because like pretty much after Whiplock and Zebo left was whenever they were like, "Oh crap, we gotta go get them," and this and that, and then it got kind of interesting from there. But before that, it was just like you were pretty much watching three horny aliens run around trying to seduce women. That's what the whole thing was for the first.
Which is entertaining
movie.
for a while until
It's funny at
not.
first until like you realize there's only like 20 minutes left in the movie. Is this all it is? It's
Yeah.
kind of like watching Cheech and Chong, and all they care about is sitting around smoking weed for an hour and a half. Like, it's cool for a while, but give us a story. Give us something to run with here. You know what I mean? And you didn't get a lot of that at the
Oh,
beginning of this movie.
I forgot a movie that we watched. We watched Sausage Party too last night.
Yeah, if they would have taken that
Yeah.
movie, like the first beginning of the part of the movie, even just getting rid of Ted, and honestly, getting rid of Ted's plot and making it about the aliens coming to Earth, and like they have to go find, like Mac and her have to go find, Whiplock and Zebo.
I get why Ted's there, but I get also why you'd be like, all right with him not being it, because they could move the movie along without him.
Yeah, say so like Whiplock and Zebo going on an adventure, and now Mac and her have to go and find
Yeah,
them.
either that
They
or,
could've made
and
that
then
more
making them kind of
into-
like where maybe she doesn't have this dude, this boyfriend or whatever
Yeah,
fiance.
I
Kind of
just-
make it to where they're kind of falling for each other a little bit.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
feel
mean?
like
And make that
the whole
kind of like the romantic, I don't know, the romance side of the comedy movie.
yeah.
guess.
I feel like the
don't know.
Ted part could have just been completely just gone.
But
in
I
my
want to talk
opinion.
about the blonde song on the beach. That might have been my favorite part of this whole fucking movie.
Or she just
I like the
constantly
dance
bad
That shit was
mouthing
hilarious,
blondes.
dude. Because I forgot about that part in the movie, and whenever it kicked in, I was like, "Ah, I remember this."
You like the I want to be a veterinarian because I really love children.
Yeah, I want to be a veterinarian because I really love children. I was like, I want to find the song and then send it to Crystal.
I don't remember if I put it in trivia or not, but they didn't actually want that scene in the movie. The producers or somebody up high didn't want it, and then later on they were like, "Yeah, we need it," so they made everybody come back for it. And Julie Brown, which is the girl that sings it, had gained weight, a little bit of weight, and so she was pissed that she had to come back and do this scene after having gained weight. And it was also in the middle of winter, so everybody was freezing their tits
Oh,
off.
I bet, yeah. I
Yeah.
bet that would have been cold.
Yeah, so nobody was happy about doing that scene.
I thought she looked fine though.
I didn't think she looked bad at all.
didn't think she
That's
looked
why
bad.
she was wearing a longer kind of
Yeah,
like skirtish type thing.
to kind of cover up a little bit of the.
Yeah, she didn't like her thunder thighs, which
I thought she
I
looked.
thought
fine.
she looked fine.
Yeah.
I didn't notice anything.
I didn't either. I mean, I
think
noticed.
she's
I
very
noticed
pretty.
some
He
and
things.
noticed
I
a
think she
lot.
looks
I
gorgeous.
noticed some
and-
things, but you know,
Yeah.
I thought she was pretty. So,
Mhm.
do I think she's a dingy? Yeah, but I'm sure
You
she's
think
not
you
like that
can't
in real
find
life.
the song?
No, I never.
It's
looked
actually
for it.
her movie.
Huh?
It's actually her movie. Her like script and.
Oh,
all
she
that.
wrote it and everything. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I didn't know that.
Mm.
That's cool. The song stuff, like whenever it first kicked into the song in the salon, I was like, "Fuck!" I forgot there's music in this movie.
Right.
I was like, and that one didn't bother me that much, and neither the blonde one definitely didn't bother me. I thought that shit was hilarious. But her singing in the house by herself kind of bothered me.
Because it's not really her singing.
Well, definitely not her
Yeah.
singing. I knew that was true.
It's the most obvious one. It's the one. I think it's the only one in the movie that I feel like is off.
Definitely.
The rest of them feel like they belong.
Yeah, a little
that
bit.
one,
Yeah,
that one just seems off because it's like,
it's slow, and it's not her singing, and it's just her by herself
yeah,
in the house,
yeah,
and she's
it
just
just
walking through
doesn't feel
destroying
right.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just it was probably my least favorite part of the whole movie, to be
Yeah.
honest.
yeah,
Like anything with Whiplock was awesome
yeah.
because I love Jim Carrey.
I think it would have been better if they'd have had her like singing maybe like some kind of like maybe a hard rock thing or something, going around, and if she's gonna go
It's
around and
called
like
'Cause I'm a
tear
Blonde
everything up, then like
by Julie Brown.
Yeah.
do something hard rock or something. I don't know. Would have fit the movie a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't think
You
that
know.
this is a bad movie by any means. I still like the movie. It's one of the movies that I'm kind of like, I could
Found
go
it.
a long time without watching it again.
I just feel like there's a lot of things they could have changed to make it better.
Yeah, it's very
Send it to Crystal.
sure. Yeah.
Send it through YouTube or Spotify.
Just send it through Spotify. It's just one of those things where the movie was like so all over the place, especially for the first like 45 minutes to an hour of the movie. It was just like all over the fucking place. You're like, what is this movie trying to accomplish right now? Like, okay, so they come to Earth, blah blah blah, her boyfriend left, but like I think from like the salon to the clubbing scenes until like they finally decide, oh, we got the ship fixed. All that stuff was just like a big mesh of like weird bullshit. Like I didn't like, other than like Damon Wayans dancing, that shit was funny, but it was definitely still it was still weird.
You can't have an amazing movie without an impromptu dance scene,
Yeah. But I don't know.
especially not one set in the 80s.
No shit. And this is as 80s as it gets.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over the top and cheesy on purpose.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. But like this is back during like In Living Color, and because that because it's got both Damon Wayans and Jim
Actually,
Carrey in it.
that's a coincidence.
Is it? Huh. Because
Complete
they're both on
coincidence.
In Living Color together.
And did this come out before the vampire movie with Jim Carrey?
Mhm.
Okay.
Which I found really weird because inarguably, whatever, Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum are the two biggest names in this movie.
Yeah.
And Jeff Goldblum's fourth billing.
Was he a big
Yeah.
name then?
Yeah, because this
Yeah.
was after The Fly.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he had fourth billing on this
Who's
movie. I think it went Gina Davis, Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans, and then Jeff Goldblum.
That's weird, yeah. Maybe he didn't ask for as much or something.
I don't know. I just noted it because I thought it was weird.
Yeah, that's weird that even
he
Jim
took
Carrey
a pay
would-
cut just to bring in a couple other people. I don't know.
Well, fourth billing means his name comes up fourth. Like it's just weird to me that didn't have like, I don't know, second or.
Right, like he should have been right behind Gina Davis.
Mm-hmm.
You would think so. He might have been. Maybe he still made more. You would think he would have to, but then again,
Or he may have taken the bump to put their names in.
maybe,
ahead
or
something, I don't
honestly,
know.
he didn't have as much screen time as the other two, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Was how the first two you see are those.
And
two.
since it's a Julie Brown production, she may have decided to squeeze their names in between two big stars to kind of pump up the lesser known
yeah.
stars.
That would make sense too.
Her being who she is.
Because even at the end, during the opening credits, they said their names, and then it said and Jeff Goldblum,
hmm
which was weird. I was like,
That's why I noted it, because I was like, and? Like, it stuck with me.
maybe they all got paid the same.
Could be.
Because I know whenever I see opening credits and it says everybody's names, and then it says and or with this person, that person usually to me is important. That person, whenever they say and or with before they say their name, usually it's like maybe a minor
Drum
role,
roll.
but like but it's like one of those things like where it's like, but they're important to the story and they're big name actors. That's usually what that means to me. So that's how I look at it. So I don't like whenever it said and Jeff Goldblum or whatever, I'm like, that's an important name. So
I
for the
usually
movie.
associate that more with TV shows, but
I do with
maybe,
movies
maybe
like
with movie. I've never really noticed it with movies.
like for instance, I don't know if they do this in the movie, but Rebel Moon, whenever it came out, Anthony Hopkins plays the voice of the robot in the movie, and he doesn't have a huge role in the first one. I know he has more of a prominent role in the second one, but like that would be an instance where they would be like with Sir Anthony Hopkins or whatever. You know what I mean? Like one of those instances where he's like probably one of the top, like most highest paid people in the movie, but he's also got the least amount of lines. And
I follow what you're saying.
What I mean?
Okay. This is Guess a Blonde Response, okay? That's what this game is called. Guess what Crystal responded with. Go ahead.
Fuck you.
She's blonde. No, she's blonde. It's a very blonde response.
Why did you send this to me?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a blonde response. Don't think Crystal, think blonde. Nothing. You guys have nothing on blonde people. OMG.
Is that what she said?
Should have thought of that.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm not finding it.
What are
I
you
was
trying
trying to find how much each cast member was paid.
Oh, I don't know. What do you got on notes, Karen? I'm good on notes.
I mean, we went over.
There's not much to say about this movie.
about this movie.
It's one of the movies that are better experienced.
That and you can't nitpick it because like
it's the way it is on purpose.
Yeah, it's like have you seen the rest of the movie?
Yeah,
like,
you can't sit here and be like, this movie was dumb and I don't know why it's dumb. No, it's dumb like this because they meant for it to be this way.
Right. You can't really like pick
They
it
did
apart.
it all on purpose.
I think that there's a couple of scenes that were just really funny to me. Like when they take her on the ship and she screams and they scream and like they think her head's gonna explode.
Yeah, they're like holding their heads like.
Yeah, but then Jim Carrey like squeezes his head between like pretty near his ass because he thinks her head's gonna explode.
He puts his head between his own legs.
Yeah, that cracks me up. And Valerie, her whole character,
There's a lot of
I
this stuff
liked her, and she made me laugh a lot. Like when she's talking about making them breakfast the first time, and they bring her eggs, right? And before that, she's talking about instant pudding, add water, too much work. And then they bring her eggs, and she's like, I could cook those for you. And I'm like, but adding water was too much work. What?
She's a dingy.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
But I loved her.
It's funny because
she's
like
easily,
it's almost
my favorite.
It's almost like they put a stereotype on Southern California girls in this movie. Like they're all dumbasses, you know. And it just, I was
and
like,
it's
man,
crazy to me to watch Gina Davis play it.
Yeah,
because she is so freaking smart.
She's a very intelligent person. Yeah, that's the weird thing.
Yeah, her and Jeff Goldblum they're both very intelligent people. But yeah, like I don't know, I liked her. She's probably my favorite. And then, of course, Damon Wayans and Jim Carrey, they were hilarious.
Were some of those scenes improvised or anything?
I don't think so.
Maybe with Damon Wayans and
Jim Carrey
a little bit.
Yeah,
because they're very much improv actors. But like with Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis, probably not so much.
Yeah,
I would assume that a lot of their stuff was scripted.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So.
I didn't see anything about any of.
But you get a comedy like this, it's likely that there's a lot of improv in it. It would have to be, or a lot of like, because comedy movies like this are always like that. There's always a lot of improv.
Yeah.
You don't put Jim Carrey in a movie and not let him do his own thing. I know back during this, he's still an early actor, but even then, if he's doing something funny and you're recording, you're not gonna be like, don't do that again. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I'm like, that was funny.
We're gonna leave that in.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I didn't see anything about it. But
right.
Gotcha.
Because that's to be expected with these sort of movies and these actors. But if you guys don't have anything else, we can move on to reviewing. Yeah, this might be a short one. Let's go ahead and rate and review.
Let's review this bitch.
Earth Girls are easy. It's
I'll
never.
give it a 6.5.
What?
I'll give it a 6.5.
I didn't even say it was your turn.
It's always my turn
She already
first.
went.
We already established that.
Madison, what do you give Earth Girls Are Easy?
It's a 6.5 for me. It was good for actually what it was because it was meant to be the way that it is, and I think they did a good job on the way that it is.
Okay.
But I did lose a few brain cells during this. Not complaining. I watched SpongeBob as a kid, so. I was actually watching SpongeBob the other day. Oh, yeah. You can add that to my list of things that I watch. I watched, like, an episode or two of SpongeBob because it was on TV, and I love SpongeBob. I also watched a couple episodes of The Thundermans because it was on TV. Like, I turned it on my TV, and it said Thundermans, and I was like, is it gonna let me watch it? Apparently I have cable on my TV. Like, free cable.
It's probably just you have some antenna shit.
Well, it was Nickelodeon and Pluto, so.
I don't know.
Mixed together.
We
like,
don't have no
channels.
cable.
No, we don't.
Who the fuck pays for cable anymore?
I know, but it was like, I have a guide button apparently, and I clicked it, and it like let me scroll through the channels.
Yeah, you probably have like a guide with antenna type shows or whatever, or internet TV. Like Pluto's one of those.
Oh, yeah. Well, I watch Thundermans and SpongeBob on it, so. And Henry Danger. Nickelodeon.
Okay, so anyway.
Oh, yeah. I'll go ahead and give it a 6.5 because it was funny, and I like Jeff Goldblum now, and Jim Carrey. I haven't seen a lot of his like things from before he was like really famous, so that was neat. He was funny, and I like a lot of the jokes that were in it. A lot of the background stuff. You pay attention to the background stuff. It was funny, so that was funny too. So I'll give it a 6.5. Done deal.
All right. For me, I like but don't like this movie. I don't know where to stand on it, to be honest. Because I don't like it, but at the same time, it's got a lot of things to like.
Like the breaking dance scene.
Like the dancing stuff, the following it, the music part with the blonde thing on the beach was funny. Everything with Jim Carrey and Martin. Is it Martin Wayans or
Damon Wayans?
Is it Damon Wayans? Okay, and Damon Wayans they kill it in this movie. They're fucking hilarious. I love it whenever they just constantly repeat people because they're always learning. They're always repeating people, or like she'll scream and they'll scream.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
They're almost like autistic kids.
Yeah, kind of. We're getting canceled now, but okay.
Sorry.
But a lot of the stuff in this movie, like the stuff with, like, I like Gina Davis in the movie, but like, and Jeff Goldblum, but like a lot of the stuff around them, I didn't care for. I don't care about their romantic involvings, and I didn't care about that. But then again, without that, there would be no story.
That's what the movie's about.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I don't know. The movie's fun. It's colorful, and I love 80s movies, especially like over-the-top 80s movies. So I think for me, I'm not going to give it a high score. I'll give it a 6, I guess.
Isn't this movie more like a romance comedy?
Kind of.
I call it more of just a comedy.
Yeah.
Aren't a lot of comedies romance comedies?
There's a lot of them, but
there's romance in a lot of in a lot of movies in general, really.
yeah, I mean, usually
you could
there's always
say-
a love interest in some sort of movie.
Yeah, you could make the point that every movie's got romance, and it doesn't mean that romance is the focal point.
Yeah.
Oh. But it kind of was for this one?
It kind of is the focal point. It's more about Valerie finding love,
But I wouldn't call it a romantic comedy. I would just call it a comedy. I wouldn't consider this a romantic comedy. This is the romance in this movie doesn't steer the movie. You know what I mean? So for me, I would just call it a comedy. You're not here to see that. You're here to see the shenanigans of 3 horny aliens. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're here to see, not the romance between one of the aliens and Gina Davis. So,
given the title of the movie alone,
right? The movie, yeah,
I don't
with the
think-
title.
But I don't know. You could make the argument either way, I suppose, because
Depends on how
without
you
that
view
love story, there
romance.
is no movie. But there's a lot to argue the other way too. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. I think I like the comedy in it, so I don't really care about the romance either. Like, I just think it's a funny movie. There's a lot of really funny moments in the movie for me. A lot of them revolving around Damon Wayans and Jim Carrey. They're really funny to me, and some of the faces that they make, especially, can crack me up. They don't even have to talk. Just some of the things that they do physically.
Their ears are wiggling.
Yeah, just the physical things that they do. Like they're laying on those gurneys and he's about to carve them up, and the things that they're just doing are hilarious, and they're annoying the shit out of him, and all they're doing is laying on the gurneys making noises, and they're annoying the shit out of him. It's hilarious. This is probably, I don't know, maybe my third or fourth watch. I don't even remember the first time I saw this movie. I do remember the first time I saw this movie, though, not liking it a whole lot. Like, genuinely just thinking it was stupid.
I think that every time I watch it.
Well,
and then I forget that I thought it was stupid. I'm like, yeah, that's a good movie.
I always say the same thing. Like, I must get less mature as I age. Because, like, back in the day, when, people would talk about Beavis and Butthead or whatever, I hated it. I thought it was so dumb. They annoyed me. Now, they're fucking hilarious.
I love Beavis and Butthead.
Right? So, I don't know. Like, sometime later, watching it again, I found it funny.
I think that what it is you find the humor in it to be...
You didn't see the humor back at when you were a kid.
You understand the humor of it a little bit more as an adult. Because you're looking at it like, dumb blondes.
I understood it. And I understood Beavis and Butthead, too. I just thought they were stupid. Yeah. Like, I genuinely were, nose in the air. They're so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Like, now I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just less mature or something.
I don't think it's that so much as, like, you understand that, like, what they're parodying. You know what I mean? Like, they make fun of things, or they do stupid things that you're like, that's funny because you realize it's a parody of something. You know what I mean?
The thing about it is that, like, years later when he came out with the revival, you find out that, they're actually smarter than most of the population now. And he didn't change a damn thing about the characters.
Yeah. No.
How's that for parody?
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he did that on purpose either. Anyway, I digress. There's a lot of things about this movie I really like. I like the over-the-topness, which is pretty much a lot of the reason people hate it. The cheesiness, it's all done on purpose. So if you hate it, then it's
just not a movie for you.
Yeah, it's just not a movie for you. It's absolutely the point of the movie is to be over the top and cheesy. It's literally the point of the movie. It's a parody or it's a parody of the cliche of that, 50s sci-fi kind of alien movie and with a love twist, I guess. But anyway, so for me, I enjoy the movie immensely, so I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna give it a 7.
7. What about you, Eric? What do you think, man?
So for me, I mean, I feel like I discussed earlier about how they could have changed the movie and make it a little bit better. I mean, I could have gone away with the Ted romance and done the plot differently, like how I said earlier. It is a little too cheesy for me. The dance scene where the dude comes in and starts swinging around his cane out of just for no reason is kind of just like, what the fuck?
Why?
I mean, I get the
just
funny.
Don't get it.
I get some of the funny points of it and shit, but just
not your time.
It's just definitely not my tough, my cup of tea. So
this is why I said he needs to watch Roadhouse. He'll like that a lot more.
Probably.
And the reason why I like Roadhouse is because it takes me back to how action movies used to be back in the day. It reminds me a lot of those older action movies.
Yeah.
Like the old Roadhouse and things like that, or like. Man wanders into town. Man fixes town. Man leaves, to the sunset. You know what I mean? Like that's what that movie was.
Yeah.
No, I liked it for that reason too.
I feel like if they would have done the whole thing where Whiplock and Zebo went into where they rob that store and then they just go off and they're on the road, and then that kind of leads into the story where Mac and Gina Davis is going out trying to get them, and
that's how they bond.
That's how. Yeah, if they would have played that out like that, I think this movie would have had a lot better.
There would have been more.
Let's remake it.
Yeah, because honestly, if you think about it, there would be more shenanigans there,
and there would have been more shenanigans, and it would have been more of an '80s type movie because back in the day they did that kind of stuff.
Instead of having this that Ted guy in there.
Get rid of Ted altogether.
I hate the douchey trope that they put in movies. I get tired of seeing that because I'm like, why is this guy in every, like, all right, take for instance the Friday the 13th remake. Remember that?
Yeah.
The blonde dude that was in it? That dude got on my fucking nerves.
Yeah.
To no end. Like, yeah, I was happy to see him die. But until then, he annoyed he was the main reason for not liking the movie because he annoyed the piss out of me.
Yeah.
Because he was just a complete fucking asshole.
You know what trope I hate about, like, when it comes to dudes like that? Like, so there's always that douchebag, right?
Yeah.
But that douchebag is always dating the sweetest,
Yeah.
nicest girl.
And you don't understand how
if
or why.
she's the nicest girl in the world, why is she dating a douchebag?
Exactly. Yep.
There's something wrong with that.
Yep. And that's a huge trope in a lot of
Yeah,
movies.
it is.
And it's something I think you're seeing less of nowadays.
Especially in the
Thank
80s.
God.
Especially
You
in
don't
the
see a
80s.
lot of it nowadays, and I'm kind of glad for that too, because like I'm just like get tired of seeing it. I'm like, God damn, like you don't
That's
see
not
the
a
dude.
thing. That's not a fucking thing.
It's not a thing, and it's something that like the douchey trope thing is something that I think is starting to die off. Thank
Yeah.
God, because
Wasn't
I'm-
it even in Little Shop of Horrors with
Yeah.
the dentist?
yeah, with the dentist, yeah,
Seymour.
yeah, but that's a little bit of a different situation
Yeah.
there. Like that one
She's
didn't
so
make
annoying.
full sense, but
So annoying.
it is very annoying. But dude, it's great. I love that movie.
I
dude.
do too.
I fucking love that movie. Anyway,
her voice just it's like nails on a chalkboard.
you do it really well though, Karen.
I know.
Yes,
Yeah.
she does. She always drove me nuts with
What's
it.
wrong, Eric?
Shut up.
You don't like my
No. But yeah, I'm going to come at it as a 5 for me.
A 5.
A
Okay.
5.
It makes sense coming out of you. Honestly, I'm surprised it's that high.
I was thinking about
Because
4.
I even looked back at Madison. I said,
was-
I know Eric hates this movie.
Yeah.
I was
Isn't it
sitting at
crazy
a
how
4,
like,
but
by completely
Yeah.
opposite?
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up watching the same movies, and I enjoy most of the movies, but there were just some that's just like, nope.
This movie's retarded. What are you watching?
So it says 6.125.
I should have stayed at a 4. Keep
I
it going
guarantee you
down.
the Rotten Tomatoes isn't that high.
You
Oh,
think?
No, I don't
Oh
think
no,
so.
there's
Oh,
no
come
way.
on.
Rotten
What do you
Tomatoes.
mean?
You know,
I don't-
No, I'm going for 25 for the critics.
Man,
25. Oh man,
Yeah.
I think that's a good guess.
that's a good guess. I'm going to say 32. 32. I'm sticking with 32.
I'm gonna get ballsy with it. I'm gonna go 40%.
Joseph's got it.
What?
68%.
Damn.
Oh.
Excuse
Really?
me?
Wow.
What was
They
it that had the
liked it?
lowest rating we've done?
It was like a 7%, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Our
it was like
lowest?
really low.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Audience?
I'm sticking with
it's
32.
Going
sticking with 32.
38.
I feel like this might be a little bit of a cult hit. I know. I don't know, man. Because after that, kind of threw me for a loop. Because I think that like the audience is gonna like it more than the
Yeah,
critics. But I could be wrong. I don't know. This is a very oddball movie.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and go 50%. I'm gonna go in the middle.
Oh.
What's yours?
38.
Madison's got it. It's 43.
43%. Damn. See, I should have stuck with my 40.
Yeah, you should have.
Critics' consensus: Earth Girls Are Easy is messy, silly, and not particularly bright. Qualities it comes by honestly and deliberately.
Okay.
1 star. Actually, more like a half star. I can't think of any way to describe Earth Girls Are Easy other than car crash fascinating. Because the more I try to think about it, the more confused I get. It clearly made sense to someone, just not anyone in our immediate star system. 1 star. Weird movie starring the girl from Thelma and Louise.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all you know her for?
Half a star. What?
What?
Yeah, what?
What? 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10. Okay.
What?
1 star. Like a piece of bubble gum, this one tastes good for about 15 minutes before it loses its taste and your jaw starts to hurt. As vapid and
More
empty,
like my eyes start to hurt.
as vapid and empty as the film's setting, it wanders aimlessly from scene to scene, throwing meaningless quirks and soulless musical numbers at the viewer, but nothing sticks. There are fewer films that I can remember seeing where they had so much talent on hand, yet did so little to utilize it effectively.
I mean,
I had to put one real one in there. One real review in there.
right.
And by real, I mean they give some thought to
They
it.
gave
I
some
don't
thought to their
necessarily
review.
agree with all of that because I feel
Yeah,
like the talent,
in a sense, yeah, a little
well,
bit.
the talent part is what I take particular.
I don't
grievance
think they
with.
were really
There's some
phoning
great
it in.
talent in
They
there.
weren't phoning it in,
Yeah.
and my grievance with it would be that the talent obviously were having fun and they were enjoying the.
I think that's what it comes down to is they
They
might
chose
not
to
have
be in
been
that
at
movie.
the top,
That
the
was
top
a-
of their acting game, but like they
Well,
definitely weren't phoning it in because you could tell that they were having fun doing
They
it.
were they chose to be in that movie.
Yeah.
All like especially Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
They could be in any movie they wanted to be.
Yeah, they just got off of the fly. I mean,
They
come on.
decided to do that movie for fun.
Mhm.
So, nobody was phoning it in. Nobody was, they were enjoying what they were doing.
Yeah, I didn't think that the performances were bad at all.
No. And I don't think that's what they meant necessarily. I think more like whoever made the movie didn't use their talent properly. Obviously, the talent
Talent's
didn't
going to be there
think that
regardless.
they were being
Yeah,
not utilized.
I
They,
thought
they
they
were
were-
very happy
yeah.
with what they were doing.
yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
1 star, a red Jim Carrey, a yellow Damon Wayans, and a blue Jeff Goldblum. Please don't expect this movie to be the greatest.
I should have brought some alcohol.
1 star.
this is the only time I drink, other than maybe on the weekends.
1 star. Not stupid enough to be funny, just sloppy and boring.
I'm
The-
off work until further notice, so
Why? Oh,
We'll-
because of
we'll
the
just- yeah.
tornado.
yeah, we'll discuss. It's too much to do every podcast.
Are they still paying you though?
He gets unemployment.
No, I'm getting paid.
Oh, they're paying you? Oh, hell yeah. Take it while you
He
can.
hangs out on the corner.
Oh, that makes
How
more
much?
sense.
Not stupid enough to be funny, just sloppy and boring. The perfect example of why the 80s deliberately needed to end. Thank you, Kurt Cobain, for rescuing the human race.
Fuck that, dude. Kurt Cobain's a bitch.
I put that in there just because I don't quite understand why they were thanking Kurt Cobain for. I don't understand.
Kurt Cobain's an idiot. That dude killed himself. Fuck that guy.
Now this one is funny to me because
Apparently.
it has
No, he
3
did.
it has 3 stars.
You just rolled your eyes just like your mother.
I don't like Kurt Cobain. Sorry. I think
I
he's
couldn't
a bitch.
tell.
I don't like him. I've never liked Kurt Cobain.
3 stars. Weird as balls, but you can't look away.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Yeah, that's definitely.
It's just the rating that I found strange. 3 stars, and that was the.
Probably because they're like, well, it had to have something going for it because I kept
couldn't look
watching
away.
it.
This
One of those
one,
movies where your mouth is just dropped, and you're like,
Yeah, right. You're like you.
That was me
You
the
can
whole
feel.
time,
You
too.
can
I
feel
was
your
like-
brain seeping out through your ears
Yeah.
and your mouth. Yeah.
all right. So this one was very strange to me. Also, this is 1.5 stars. This film has one thing in common with it: David Hasselhoff's singing career. They both think they're great, but are both hilarious for all the wrong reasons.
I don't think this movie thinks it's great.
I don't think it does either.
I
And
just think that this movie is like, we're gonna do
It's
this.
just there,
Either-
okay?
but this
It's
is
like
very,
a noodle. They threw it at the wall to see if it would stick. You know
this
what I
is
mean? Like, that
also
was it.
very weirdly worded. This film has one thing in common with it: David Hasselhoff's singing career. Like the movie has David Hasselhoff's singing career in it. 'Cause
no,
I
it's
don't
probably
think it does.
be like his singing career.
I
think-
know,
think
I
that they're
know,
like
they just
referring
didn't-
it to
They're
like.
comparing
Right, they're
it.
comparing it, but they just kind of wrote it weirdly.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, because I guess David Hasselhoff did think that he was good at it.
Only the Germans thought.
Well, the Germans
The
thought it was
Germans
good
agreed
too.
with him.
Yeah, Germans agreed with him.
Yeah. All right, this is the last one. So this is
David
a
Hasselhoff.
1/2 star. I think that I have seen this movie through 3 times, but have gotten a nosebleed and passed out every time it came on. Although this brings back some epic 80s moments,
That's
there's
hard
more
to-
Like he
that's a heart
developed a
attack, dude.
tumor while watching it.
there's more plot
heart
to
attack.
Just not a tumor.
there's more plot to the direction that Julie Brown's boobs move in than the rest of the movie. Is it a comedy? Is it a musical? Is it a big pile of failure? I'd say a bit of all 3. I will say I do remember why crack use was an epidemic at the time, and it partially may have
Definitely wasn't
been
crack. It was cocaine.
and
Oh
it
my
partially
God.
may have been because of this film.
It was cocaine, not crack.
Angel dust. All right, get it right.
Cocaine was the big thing in California in the 80s.
The end.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That was the
God.
best one though.
That's why that was the
Saved it
last
for
one.
last. Oh my god. All right. was Earth Girls Are Easy.
No.
That, I mean,
Trivia.
I'm not gonna hate, dude. I'm glad that we did something different aside from a AAA title that everybody loves. Like, I'm glad we got a movie in there that was like, not everybody was like, oh, this is amazing. You know, it's good to get a movie in there every once in a while like that because you don't always want big hits and all
You
that
don't want the
stuff.
obvious ones all the
Yeah,
time.
like of course we're gonna give Terminator 2 a great fucking score because it's Terminator 2. Everybody loves Terminator 2.
We need one guy like on the podcast that's always like, "Fuck that movie."
Yeah.
Single movie.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
See,
all.
I listened to another podcast and it's called Bad Movies Rule, and the guy who hosts it, his brother's on the show a lot. I think his name is Joe or Bob or something, and he hates a lot of shit. He's so negative about a lot of movies and stuff, but they expect it out of him.
Be
So
infuriating, actually.
I mean, that's
it's
kind of
not
where it's
though
at
because he
with
makes
me.
it funny. So he does it in a way that it's funny.
I hate everything.
No, but I'm more negative about more movies than you guys are.
That's true. He is. Yeah. I don't know. I think you're both kind of equal because Karen hates a lot of shit too.
She'll hate
sometimes.
some things I like, and I'll hate things that
Yeah.
she likes.
Whereas, like, I'm like, this movie's awesome. And you're like, and she's like, no, that movie's dog shit.
Yeah.
So.
Hmm.
Or, well, I guess she won't say it in the way that, oh, it's dog shit. She'll say, I didn't care for it.
It fucking
Yeah.
sucks.
I don't know. I think we're all pretty even on our.
I
Love
feel, like,
it.
I feel like I like more than anybody else here. I feel
He
like I like
does.
more movies than
You think
anybody
so?
else.
He
I
likes
think
a lot
so.
more than anyone else,
I
but
think
we
so.
hate movies. I don't hate that many. I usually if I don't like a movie, I just don't like it.
I
don't
give
really
I give
care.
really low ratings.
I have taste.
You do. Well, you know, okay.
See? There, she's got. You guys have
I like it.
exquisite.
Okay.
You guys have your exquisities or whatever.
I feel like there's things that like I like a lot more because I don't know if I see things differently than you guys, but I like a lot more than I think of the rest of the people here. Madison just likes a lot less because she's young. She didn't grow up on some of the things that we like. And then like Eric, he just hates a lot of shit because if it's not action or anything, he's like, that's stupid.
Very
I mean,
short attention
some
span.
things, if it's got a good
I think
something makes
everybody-
me think,
Yeah.
I'll get into it. But if it's something that's like, no,
I just think that everybody
Coming from
here.
the guy who's like one of his favorite movies was Kung Pao.
hey,
That's
hey,
mind numbing.
you don't fuck with Kung Pao. Okay?
I agree.
I just feel like everybody here brings their own kind of taste and flavor
Oh,
to
for
what's
sure.
liked on this podcast.
For sure.
I think I'm the everyman. I like a little bit of everything.
He likes
And
every man.
that too. Yeah,
It's true.
Yep.
It's true.
Eric knows.
Oh.
Nipple guards. But anyway,
Okay.
what are we doing next week? How about
Trivia.
Well, we gotta do trivia.
Trivia.
Oh, fuck me. All right. Trivia.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
132. Gotcha.
You started talking like we were done.
I thought we were.
We can be.
No, you're good, man.
Now
Read your
you'll
trivia.
get the text.
Much of the language that the aliens speak is actually just the dialogue being read backwards.
I
thought
knew
that.
I had a
it.
feeling.
I knew it.
This is particularly obvious with Whiplock during his conversations with Zebo. For example, From becomes Morph, and females become Selameth. Julie Brown said Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis would make out constantly on set, sometimes right up until the director called action. Brown commented, "It made me angry because they weren't taking the movie seriously."
Really?
Why
Didn't take
would
the
you
movie
take
seriously.
Okay.
it? Okay.
I'm sure they were taking it seriously. They were just newlyweds. At the start of the millennium, there were several stage readings for a Broadway musical adaptation. Julie Brown reprised her role of Candy with a largely unknown Kristen Chenoweth taking the role of Valerie, Mark Kudish as Ted, Hunter Foster as Mac, and Devin May as Whiplock. The Zebo and Woody characters were omitted from the stage version. As of 2023, a big stage musical of the movie is in the works again, being adapted by Julie Brown and music collaborator Dennis Poore. Jeff Goldblum taught acting at the time, and inexperienced actors Jim Carrey and Damon Wayans would often go to him for advice. One of Goldblum's techniques was to distract himself before a take by reading aloud from a book right up until action was called, or making out with his wife, apparently. So Carrey and Wayans would make loud noises in character between takes. Julie Brown said it wasn't easy to work with them, even though they were very talented. Both Damon Wayans and Jim Carrey went on to star in Living Color 2 years later.
I didn't know that was later. I thought that was that's awesome.
Yep. At one point, the producers toyed
I
with.
love In Living Color.
Oh yeah,
That's
so funny.
You want to talk about SNL? That doesn't even hold a candle to In Living Color.
No doubt.
Especially now.
No shit. At one point, the producers toyed with casting John Travolta as Mac and Olivia Newton-John as Valerie, but De Laurentiis Entertainment Group, the original distributor for this film, wouldn't allow it because of the critical and commercial failure of their previous movie together, Two of a Kind. The production number, 'Cause I'm a Blonde, was in the original version of the script, but it was dropped from principal photography because the producers decided to tone down the musical numbers. And as I said, they went back and did it later. She was mad, and they had to do it in the wintertime. Michael McKean was originally cast as Dr. Ted, and Charles Rocket was originally cast as Woody before they swapped roles, which I think worked out better.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't imagine the opposite playing. Like, I can't imagine, like...
I think the dude who played Woody was really awesome. What's his name?
Michael McKean.
Yeah.
What else has he been in? I know he was in Coneheads.
It Goes to 11.
Oh, yeah. Spinal Tap.
Yeah, Spinal Tap. And he was also in Saul Goodman.
Wasn't the same guy that played in Problem Child?
Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, yeah.
Was it the same guy that played Problem Child? I'm drawing.
No, that was John Ritter.
What I thought.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Michael McKean. Yeah, he was really good as like the surfer guy. But my thing is like I don't think that like they could have swapped roles. He couldn't have played.
I'll be honest with you, he gave the best performance.
Oh yeah,
he gave the best performance in the whole movie. Like he played the surfer dude so well. And the part where he's talking about like riding the wave, like he's laying down on the next to the pool, and he's talking about riding the waves and stuff. He's like into it so much. It's like I believe this guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he was into it. I was like, this guy's he's doing.
But
a good
he was
job.
originally cast as Ted, the doctor. That's what I'm saying. I can't imagine the two of them in the opposite roles.
I could. I think they could pull it off, but I liked where
they may have been able to pull it off, but it wouldn't have been as good.
Right.
I don't think.
I think that him as a surfer guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And Valerie Gale's dream sequence during her first night with Mac, Lectroids from the Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension, one of Jeff Goldblum's previous movies, briefly can be seen. That was another part that cracked me up, was when she was having that nightmare, and the
nightmare made no goddamn
sense.
sense.
No.
Oh my god,
no,
that was so out of left part.
Random.
It was.
But I was like, it is a nightmare. They don't usually make sense.
Yeah, they don't make sense. But I thought that was hilarious when she like was looking out the window or whatever, and the one alien mom runs up to the alien kid. She's like, "I told you not to have fun," and the alien kid's like, "I wasn't." Two of the cars from Death Race appear in this movie. Calamity Jane's car is visible at the gas station, and Frankenstein's car is seen on the road while Whiplock and Zebo are driving backwards.
What's the name of the lady, the girl who's really famous in the 80s? She was essentially America's first influencer.
The one that was in the pink Barbie car.
In the pink car, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
She was huge in the 80s, and they made a biopic about her with Emma Rossum, whatever her name is, the girl who played on Shameless as the lead. What's her name? Fiona. She played Fiona, and it had her. She played that girl, and they made a biopic about her. But I remember I never knew who she was until I heard about her making a biopic about her, and then I saw her in this. I was like, holy shit, that's her.
Yeah.
Because I remember, so she got famous just by putting herself on billboards and shit like that. And that's so weird, isn't it? Like how that worked back then.
You can just make yourself famous.
Make yourself famous. That's so wild.
This is in fact a parody of bad and corny science fiction movies of the 1950s moved into the 1980s. So all the overboard kish is deliberate, which might even explain why the film did get some good reviews. Jim Carrey was later considered for the role of Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park, which ended up going to Jeff Goldblum. Carrey parodied that role in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. He later parodied Goldblum again decades later while playing Joe Biden on Saturday Night Live in a sketch in which Biden becomes a fly that lands on Mike Pence's hair during a vice presidential debate. The role of Candy was originally written as a gay man, and all of the movies starring Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis were genre films. This movie was a sci-fi parody. The Fly was a sci-fi remake, and Transylvania 65000 is a horror parody. And that's it.
All right. Well, there you go. That's Earth Girls Are Easy. I don't think I'll be revisiting this one anytime soon. Just
How
saying.
about next
Just saying.
week?
Next week, Earth Girls Are Easy
What's
too.
in the box?
Jeremiah said
Eric.
it does need a sequel.
On their planet.
What's in the fucking box?
Calm down.
I was told to do it. I did it. I pushed the buttons, okay? I pushed the buttons.
He's like, it's not me, it's the button.
You guys want to know?
No.
No, it better not be Saw.
Better not be Texas Chainsaw. If it's either one of those, you better put that
Did you
shit
just
right
look at
back.
him like it's Texas Chainsaw?
It's Robin
You
Hood
didn't
Men
say
in
it?
Tights.
Oh, okay. We're
Oh,
good.
is it really?
Oh, okay.
I am
Another
so down
comedy.
for that one.
Woo! Comedy.
All right, next week we're doing Robin Hood Men in Tights with, well, the guy from the first Saw movie.
Put that cookie down.
Oh shit! Hit the wrong button.
What?
I pushed the button. I didn't mean to push the button.
Oh.
I'm
Oh.
trying to get my phone out to look up where it's streaming at.
It's not a tumor.
Sorry.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
And may God have mercy on
It's
my
on
soul.
Max. Yeah, it's just Max. Hulu Max.
Schmacks.
Mishmax.
Smacks.
Schmacks. It's on
Smash.
Schmacks.
Smashes.
All right. Next week we will be doing Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Name your sex tape.
It's a classic. This will be the second movie of what's his face,
Mel
Shit.
Brooks?
Yeah,
Mel
Mel
Brooks,
Brooks.
that we do because we did Spaceballs already.
Yep.
Spaceballs.
No, we will not be doing Blazing Saddles.
Lame.
Why not?
I just don't think it's a good
I
idea.
don't think it'd even be that controversial.
I don't
Yep.
think it's that bad.
Well, we're all white, so of course we wouldn't think it was that bad.
It goes against everybody. It's not just one genre of person. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They make fun of whites. They make fun of blacks. They make fun of Asians, for crying out loud. They make fun of everybody in that movie. They do.
All right. Anyway, so don't forget to check out all of our socials. I love that you brought Swedish Fish this week. Whenever last week he was chewing down some fucking ice.
I know, that's why I didn't bring it.
I'm not
I was like
eating-
listening to the podcast. I'm like, who is that?
I didn't want to eat your snacks this week. I brought my own, and I'm all the way back here.
Well, I'm saying like you brought Swedish Fish. They're not crunchy.
Yeah, mine was very
I don't-
crunchy.
Out of all the
Eat
snacks
crunchy
I
stuff
bring
on.
here,
I know. Well, I'm
I
saying
don't
like
do that.
I
last
did
week
it.
Eric did it.
I know.
He
I
was
don't
eat,
do that.
Didn't you listen to the podcast? He was like eating
Yeah.
fucking ice.
When you
that.
pointed it out,
He
I
was
was like,
trying
it
to
was
put a little
me.
bit of ASMR in there. Like, it's okay.
I was
People like that
good
stuff.
God, Eric. I thought it was chips or something. I was like, I don't remember him eating chips.
No, it was ice. I eat ice. Sorry.
He eats ass.
I like
No, I
eating
don't do
ice
that.
too. It's okay. No, that's just you.
Whoa, hey, what I do in my free time, my business.
Not
Unless you
anymore.
work
I
for
just
Disney.
said it out loud.
Unless I work for Disney, I don't work for Disney.
That's exit hole only.
I said unless.
I don't, so fuck them.
If they can't take a joke.
If they can't take a joke.
Done.
Anyway, don't forget to check out our social stuff,
Our stuff.
our
TikTok,
Discord,
X,
TikTok, X,
Facebook.
all that good shit.
YouTube.
Come
and-
talk to us.
Yeah, come talk to us in Discord. That'd be
Instagram.
fun. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and all that stuff. Why do I gotta say this every week? You guys know.
No, they don't.
This is for all the new
obviously.
people. Hopefully, you're stepping on board, and you're like, man, this is a great podcast. I'm gonna subscribe to these guys,
And share it.
and I'm gonna share it with all my friends and my family. I'm gonna show my grandma, and
Isn't
stuff.
it in like your very original YouTube channel? You said in your intro thingy not to watch it with grandma unless grandma's a total baddie.
yeah,
See, rock on. Grandma's a baddie.
my grandma would have watched it. I don't know if she would have or not, honestly. Anyway, go ahead and do all that, and then we will see you next week with Robin Hood Men in Tights. You better go watch that movie if you haven't seen it, because it's a classic.
We are gonna.
It's a classic. It's a classic. All right.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.